John Beltran, Dave Urich at Beat Digger Stadium in this 2A semifinal. We're a few minutes away from starting the third quarter. Bayfield leads Brush 14-7. Well, Dave, falling behind at halftime is nothing new for the Beat Diggers. I mean, it happened against Ray, and the Beat Diggers had a big fourth quarter. Happened against Eaton. Beat Diggers had a big fourth quarter. And we're facing the same situation right now. And hopefully the Beat Diggers won't need the fourth quarter. But let's face it, the way Bayfield is playing so far, it looks like that it's going to take all 48 minutes to win this game for Brush, and they're going to have to be even a lot more stout, let's say, and physical in the second half as opposed to the first half when Bayfield was just jamming the ball down the Beat Digger throats.
Yeah, I've just seen it so many times in football, and, of course, I've been in wrestling a lot, and you see it in those big games in the quarterfinals, semifinals, even championship. It's not always the best team that wins, but it's always the team that wanted to win the worst. And if you got one guy on your team that's just a really physical, gritty, tough kid that wants to win worse than the other team, he could be on the worst team, but just his desire is going to pull him past it. So the Diggers are going to have to dig deep down inside, into their hearts right here and pull together that kind of desire here in the second half.
Well, Dave, we always thank Terry Clough for providing us some key stats. This is the 7th semifinal game at Beat Digger Stadium, the first in 17 years, and the Beat Diggers in semifinal games at home are 6-0. They defeated Glenwood Springs 20-0 in 1981, then 16-14 against Gunnison in 83, 7-6 over Ken Denver in 1990, 28-12 over Hotchkiss in 91, 1 year later beating Centauri 41-12. And then in 94, rallying to beat Monte Vista 25-22. So the Diggers are also no strangers to having to win those clutch games here in the semifinals. So 6-0 all time. And under Coach Dreitz in the semis, 1-3, their lone victory coming last year. The other 3 were losses on the road against Faith Christian in 2004, 2006, and 2009. So the Beat Diggers are going to have to rally to win this game, trailing 14-7, as we'll head to the third quarter momentarily. But, Bayfield essentially did what they wanted to do, is shorten that first half, because we played that first half in about 50 minutes. It was a quick one. Why? Because Bayfield controlled the line of scrimmage.
Yep, they're defensively, their front four just tearing it up, and then even offensively, even though they several times, like we said, they only get 1 or 2 yards a pop, they just bust that big one loose, and a lot of times that's because our linebackers are headed somewhere else and maybe not reading their keys as well as they should. But it's not like Faith is eating the clock like we like to do. A lot of times we remember seeing Chamolin come out and look at that back judge and see him counting it off. In this game, Bayfield flies up to the line of scrimmage right away. They know sooner to spot the football, and they're up there on the line coming after you.
For all of your auto supply needs, stop by Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan, as we're going to get ready for the second half kickoff. The captains will meet at midfield. The Beat Diggers will receive the third quarter kickoff, and Bayfield will have a decision to make, I guess, Dave, whether they want the wind at their back or not.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough decision. They say later on in the game, later on in the afternoon, the wind's supposed to start dying down. But still, you look over there at the post, and man, that flag isn't just the flag's almost pointing up. It's blowing so hard, and that flag post is still shaking like crazy over there. So, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do, if they want to give us the wind at our back in the fourth quarter or not.
Well, game time temperature was 39 degrees, and an hour and 10 minutes later, I still have 39 degrees, so it really hasn't changed much. And even if it were to change, it's not going to make that much of a difference going into the second half. But credit this Bayfield team. I mean, they've played their game. They traveled the 400 miles, and they're looking very good right now. They did win the state championship in 1996, and they were led by their head coach right now, Marshall Hahn. But the Beat Diggers looking to make it for the second straight year. You have 3 of the 4 teams that were in the state semifinals last year in it this year, including the 2 that are playing in Florence and Ken Denver. The odd man out this year is Olathe, who the Beat Diggers eliminated 1 week ago by 11 points.
Marshall Hahn's a good guy. I know his dad. His dad's name's Rick Hahn. He's a farmer over there in Bayfield, just like we have a lot of farmers over here. And Marshall was a state champion wrestler, and that's how I got to know him. And he actually wrestled for University of Northern Colorado, and he was an All-American there. But, he always loved football. I asked his dad last year, if he was going to take over head wrestling over there too when their head coach Herb Stinson quits. But his dad said no way, that he's always loved football so much. And so you can bet that Coach Hahn's just eating this up, having the chance to get back into the finals after all these years.
Well, Bayfield will have the wind at their back to begin the fourth because they're going to kick against the wind. Got to watch out for any squib kick, and this is a line drive, and it's going to bounce at the 22, caught by Garcia on a hop at the 20 to the 25-yard line. Then he's taken down shy of the 30 at about the 28. And this is going to be a huge drive now for the Beet Diggers to begin the third quarter. At the 28, trailing 14-7 in this 2A semifinal from Beet Digger Stadium. The Beet Diggers have won 18 consecutive games at home and 10 straight playoff games. They have not lost since a 2003 quarterfinal against eventual champion Denver Christian. Connor Weiser and Eric Garcia are in the backfield. 1st and 10 for the Beet Diggers at their own 28-yard line. And there's the pitch right to Garcia to the 30-yard line, back to the outside. They try to strip him, but he continues his way to the 35. Excellent tackle there made by Seth Posey. But it was a 7-yard gain for Eric Garcia, 2nd down and 3. They need a lot more of that.
Garcia come limping off the field again. That's where the Diggers have had their best luck, running to the outside, where Garcia's got 19 yards on 3 carries. So the Diggers looks like they're deciding not to run right at the heart of this defense.
Now Chris Lee's in the backfield with Weiser, 2nd down and 3 from their own 35-yard line. Tormolen takes a snap, handoff to Weiser right side, and he drives to the 38, close to a 1st down. He's right at the stick. And tackle was made by Derek McGuffey, the 6'2", 195-pound senior. It's a gain of 3. Looks like a 1st down from here, and they might have to measure as the clock is stopped, but they haven't motioned a 1st down. Now they do.
Well, we have a really tall crowd, and from where those officials are at, I doubt they could see where the sticks are at on the other side of the field. But Coach Quinlan did a great job of putting all these hash marks out there on the field, and the field's just in amazing shape. They were able to use those hash marks to determine if it was a 1st down or not.
1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line on the opening drive of the third quarter. Bayfield 14, Brush 7. In motion to the left is Rosenbach. Handoff to Weiser, running left, taking it to the outside of the 40-yard line. He lowers his shoulder across the 40 to the 43. Picks up close to 5 yards in the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Justin Brisky made the initial hit on the senior Connor Weiser.
Westbrook, the defensive tackle here on the left side, boy, he got upfield fast. He was in our backfield like crazy and chasing Weiser down from behind.
Welcome home to your hometown grocery store featuring Morgan County's largest variety, the Brush Grocery Cart. 2nd down and 5 for Bayfield. Check that for Brush at their own 43-yard line, trailing Bayfield by a touchdown. Weiser and Lee in that backfield. Handoff to Lee running up the left side. Breaks a tackle across the 45. He's got a 1st down as he muscles his way to the 49-yard line. Tough running by Chris Lee. It's a gain of 6 before the initial hit for Bayfield was made over there along the right side.
Once he got through there and he almost had the 1st down, a lot of guys usually cut it to the sideline, but Lee actually cut it back towards the middle of the field. And he was running kind of straight up and down, but boy, he did a good job of picking up that 1st down and running hard on his first carry of the day.
9:47 to go, third quarter, with the Diggers down by a touchdown. 1st and 10 for Bayfield. Check that for Brush at their own 49-yard line. The Beet Diggers have not attempted a pass so far in this possession. Rosenbrock is in motion to the right, and rolling to his right on the bootleg is Tormolen to the 50-yard line, and he spins inside the 50 to the 48. Seth Posse made the tackle. It'll be a gain of close to 4. Yeah, at the 47, 2nd down and 6. The Beet Diggers will certainly take that, Dave.
You betcha. That bootleg worked again. 18 yards for Tremolin on 4 carries. Just doing a good job of fooling everybody. Again, the defensive end on this near side. He was facing the middle of the field and trying to fight his way to the middle of the pack as Tremolin ran around the backside on him.
2nd down and 6 for Brush at the Bayfield 47-yard line. Tormolin is going to hand it off right up the gut to Weiser, and he bulls his way inside the 45 to the 43. Picks up 4 hard yards. And Cameron Shablow made the tackle. 3rd and 2 for the Bead Diggers at the 43 of Bayfield.
Mitch Tremolin hustled over here to the sideline to pick up the play from Coach Dreitz. Big call here.
The Bead Diggers have held the football for 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and they still have 43 yards to go to get into the end zone. Lee and Weiser in the backfield. 3rd and 2 from the Bayfield 43-yard line. Backs are now split. Handoff Weiser right side. First down to the 40-yard line, and he's tackled at the 38, but it's another 5 yards for Connor Weiser, as the first hit was made by Sonny Salazar, the 5'1" senior defensive back, but he's certainly a tough kid over there. 1st and 10 for the Bead Diggers, their 3rd first down of the drive.
Boy, just getting the kind of yards the Diggers want to get. You know, they have to assert themselves up there on the line of scrimmage and give the offensive line a chance to take over the game, and they're starting to do that.
Northeastern Colorado's hometown savings and loan with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan is Equitable Savings and Loan. From the Bayfield 38-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bead Diggers. Rosenbrock motions to the left. The pitch left to Garcia, swinging it to the outside of the 35, along the sideline to the 30, still on his feet, and he's knocked out of bounds. First down, TJ Pazel pushes Garcia out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for Eric Garcia.
So 32 yards now for Garcia on 4 carries, and that just goes to show how open it is around the ends. On that play, Garcia was kind of jogging his way. He was wanting to cut back, and then he finally just decided to step on it, and that's when he ran away from everybody. So good job there for Garcia getting to the sideline and turning that corner and turning it upfield.
Well, this has got to be a money drive for the Bead Diggers if they look to win this game. They're down 14-7, 7:31 to go, 3rd quarter at Bead Digger Stadium on the opening possession of the second half. 1st and 10 for Brush at the Bayfield 25. Handoff right up the gut. That's Tyler Carter. Not much. A couple of yards maybe, as the hit was made at about the 23. Austin Riley made the hit. 2nd down and 8 to go.
So that's put Carter into positive territory. 2 yards now on the day.
And this is obviously 4-down territory for the Bead Diggers. By the time this drive is over, they will have eaten up close to half of the 3rd quarter clock, maybe even more. On 2nd down and 8 from the 23-yard line of Bayfield. Tormolin hands off to Weiser, running right, back to the inside of the 20, still on his feet, and he drives towards the 15, very close to the first down for Connor Weiser. He's going to be a yard short. It'll be a gain of 7 for Weiser. Austin Riley made the hit again. 3rd and 1 to go for Brush. This will be the 11th play of the possession, all on the ground so far.
Once Weiser got through that initial defensive surge, he cut it back to the middle as well and broke a couple of tackles as he stormed ahead.
3rd and 1 from the Bayfield 16-yard line. Bead Diggers might put together more yards on this drive than they had the entire first half. On 3rd and 1, Weiser and Lee in the backfield. Handoff to Lee. First down at the 15, still on his feet. He's hit hard, but not before he crosses the 15, drives to the 12. Maybe the 11. TJ Pazel made the tackle. It's a gain of 5. The football is placed at the 11-yard line. And the 5th first down of the drive for the Bead Diggers.
Good run in there for Chris Lee with some nice holes made there by Soto and just some good blocking up there in the front. And boy, Lee used some power to break the arm tackles as they were ripping away at the football.
Northeastern Colorado's hometown savings and loan with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. Equitable Savings and Loan. 1st and 10 from the 11. Rosenbrock motions to the right. The counter to Garcia running left. Stutter steps back to the inside the 10. He might have gotten to the 8. And Justin Brisky made the tackle, a gain of 3 for Eric Garcia on a nifty move. He could have been held up close to the line of scrimmage. Instead, it's 2nd down and 7 for the Bead Diggers. 5:22 to go, 3rd quarter. Bayfield 14, Brush 7.
We were in that 200 formation with 2 tight ends and a flanker on this side. Put him in motion and ran that 30 series, that 37 to the backside. We didn't get a trap. Something happened to our guard on that side. He wasn't able to get out there and trap the defensive end. But Garcia cut it up inside anyway and picked up some positive yards.
2nd down and 7 to go from the 8-yard line. Tormolen hands it off to Weiser running right, and he dives to the 7. Boy, good penetration. Derek McGuffey made the tackle, but it's only a gain of 1. 3rd and 6. This is a huge play coming up for Brush because they have eaten up tons of time. You've got to get points out of this with 4:40 to go in the 3rd, trailing by a touchdown.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where you were hoping Weiser could have got his feet up off the ground and maybe stepped over the top because there was nothing but daylight behind the tackler. And they just surged down there and tripped him up.
3rd down and 6 to go from the 7. Tormolen is going to pass it into the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown off the fake. Touchdown to Randy Baker from 7 yards away. And the Beat Diggers are to within a point. Bayfield 14, Brush 13.
So they just ran that dive over here to the right side, and it was just that fake 24-81 dump. It was a great play that Brush has used over a lot of years where they just fake that dive and they catch those linebackers coming up to make the tackle. The linebackers flew up there to make the tackle. Baker was able to get around behind him. The cornerback and free safety were behind him, and Tormolen just made a great pass there. Boy, he put it the only place it could be thrown, and Baker did a good job of going up and bringing it down.
The all-important extra point. And looked like there was movement along the Bayfield defensive line. Does Randy Dreitz elect to go for 2 now? You know, the problem is the Beat Diggers have not been good lately on 2-point conversions. They missed 2 in the playoffs. Dave, this might be a blessing in disguise for Bayfield unless the Beat Diggers can pick this up. There's some discussion along the sideline. But this is a huge decision now. It's almost like when Bayfield does something like that, it gives you options.
Cardenas just put the black tea back on top of the cooler, so Diggers are going for 2 here.
Well, the Beat Diggers trail by 1, but now they're going for 2 to try to take their first lead of the game. With 4:16 to go in the 3rd, this is a untimed play. Weiser and Lee in the backfield. Tormolen hands it off to Weiser, running left. He drives for the end zone, and is he in or is he short? He's short. He didn't make it. 4:16 to go, 3rd quarter. Bayfield 14, Brush 13 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers put together a 14-play, 72-yard drive in 7 minutes and 39 seconds. Mitch Tormolen finds Randy Baker. The 2-point conversion was missed after Bayfield was offsides. 14-13 Bayfield with 4:16 to go in the 3rd. And the thing is, Dave, the Beat Diggers have missed a 2-point conversion every game in the playoffs, and that's why it's a risky decision as Tyler Carter will hold for Jesus Cardenas, who will kick it off. The Beat Diggers do have the wind at their back. And this one is hit high and fairly deep. Backing up is Rodriguez at the 5, running to his right to the 10-yard line across the 15, and Kyle Rosenbrock brings him down at the 22-yard line. A return of 17 yards, but Rosenbrock was there to make the tackle, and now it's up to the Beat Digger defense to get this ball back.
Rosenbrock ran right over his blocker as he headed down there to make the tackle. Tell you what, all the Diggers down there on that kickoff team, they all stayed in their lanes. There was not a lot of room for Rodriguez to run.
1st and 10 for Bayfield at their own 23-yard line. The first time they've had the football here in the second half, and we just have over 4 minutes to go. And there is the give right up the gut for maybe a couple of yards. Felix Calderon was in the middle of that play to the 25. 2nd down and 8 to go for the Wolverines.
143 yards for Velasquez, and tell you what, if you're Bayfield, you're just trying to eat the time off the clock and pick up a couple of first downs.
The Beat Diggers had 14 plays on that drive after only 12 plays in the opening half. 2nd down and 8. There's the give right up the gut. Again, Velasquez, very little. And Bryant Woodward ate him up at the 27. 3rd down and 6 to go for Bayfield at their own 27. How huge would this be if the Beat Diggers can hold them to a 3-and-out and basically control the 3rd quarter?
And have Bayfield punt against this wind.
But I'm betting that Walker's going to keep the football here. 3rd and 6 at their own 27. Walker does keep the football. He'll pitch it left, swing it to the outside, across the 30 to the 35-yard line, first down at the 40. And that was wide open there for Trey Lang. All the room in the world, a gain of 13 as the Bayfield drive continues.
Well, what happened was Rodriguez, the running back, he had to come back and make the block on our free safety who was flying up to get the pitch, man. And right when Bostrom went up there to make the tackle, they had like a little crackback block on him.
1st and 10 for Bayfield at the 40 after the 13-yard gain from Trey Lang. Colt Walker will he'll hand it off to Velasquez. Gain of 2 to the 42. Bryant Woodward made the hit. And Bayfield is under 3 minutes away from taking the lead into the fourth quarter. Bayfield 14, Brush 13. This was the final score, unfortunately, last year when the Bead Diggers were eliminated in losing to Olathe in the state championship game. On 2nd down and 8 for Bayfield. At 1305 Edison Street in Brush, CNC Auto Parts is your local Napa Auto Parts store. That's CNC Auto Parts from the 42. 2nd down and 8. The quarterback, Colt Walker, barking out the signals, is going to keep the football running left across the 45. Then he's wrapped up at the 48 by Ethan Brost. However, that's a gain of 6 yards before the tackle was made. And Colt Walker and the Wolverines have a 3rd down and only 2 yards to go, and 2 yards seems very easy for them.
Yeah, they're picking up 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust every single time. But I'll tell you what, the Diggers did a pretty good job that time at flying in there and picking Walker up. I'm interested to see what his clue is. Why does he make those audibles? Because he changes the plays a lot of times up there at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 2 for Bayfield at their own 48-yard line. Walker is going to hand it off to Velasquez, first down. He was hit at the 49, but he's so strong he dove across the 50. He'll pick up 2 yards. Ethan Brost made the tackle. And just past midfield, Bayfield has their second first down of the possession. We've got 1:36 to go, third quarter. Bayfield 14, Brush 13. The Bead Diggers scored on a 7-yard pass from Mitch Tormone to Randy Baker, but elected to go for 2 after Bayfield was offsides preceding the extra point, and Connor Weiser was stopped shy of the goal line.
Brost just had to come out of the game because he's got some blood on his arm, so they just rotated Randy Baker in there at that left linebacker position.
1st and 10 at the 50 for Bayfield. Walker is going to hand it off to Velasquez, right up the gut, a gain of 2 to the 48. Felix Calderon made the tackle. Then the Bead Diggers are playing some tough run defense. That's the 5th play this drive that Bayfield's had exactly 2 yards, but they do have a 13-yarder and a 6-yarder, which has helped them.
Well, they're able to bust off that one big play every once in a while. And last time it was on that option, that pitch where they were able to crack back on Bostrom. So it'll be interesting to see if Bayfield goes back to that right here.
No turnovers in this game so far. 2nd down and 8 from the 48. And there's going to be the pitch right to Velasquez. Running room to the outside of the 45. First down along the sideline and shoved out of bounds across the 40-yard line. As Vince Albo rode him out of bounds. But it's a nice gainer for Bayfield. I think they've got them down to the 35. It's a gain of 13 for Aaron Velasquez and a Wolverines first down with 48 seconds remaining, third quarter, and the Wolverines leading the Bead Diggers by a point.
Well, they just turned the corner on us. Our defensive end just can't get across the line of scrimmage fast enough to stop that because it's such a quick pitch over there to the outside. It's not really even an option pitch, just kind of an overhand pitch that goes outside really fast.
1st and 10 for Bayfield at the Bead Digger 35-yard line. Walker is going to keep it himself. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. He might get a yard, and that will be it to the 34. Bryant Woodward read that perfectly. And that was play number 9 on this drive. 2nd and 9 for the 34. Bayfield will have one more play in this third quarter as we have 23 seconds to go in the period. 2nd and 1 for Bayfield at the Brush 34-yard line. Same formation. Walker is going to hand it off to Velasquez. First down inside the 25 to the 20. Rides a defender. He's down at the 15. Trevor Blake made the tackle, but it's another big gainer, a gain of 19. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter here momentarily. 3 seconds left. But as soon as they restart the clock after the chains are reset, that will end the quarter, and that's it. We're through 3 quarters in this 2011 2A semifinal from Beet Digger Stadium in Brush. It's Bayfield 14, Brush 13 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.